South right now.
It was a nightmare.
What's up? Welcome to the Glasshead Podcast. It's your boy Saga Entity.
This is Burgess Chase.
Yep, and thank you for tuning in. This is our collective podcast that we got going on. Just to do a quick little intro of it, we got Dorian Chaos Goldie behind the camera, and me. I am primarily a musical artist, but I'm also going to start dabbling in the whole fashion for myself and for the world. My brand Never Been Alive is going to come out soon. Do custom ashtrays as well, some resin trays if y'all are interested. And I also am doing a little filmmaking and still writing this little short film, and that'll be coming soon. And I'm going to pass it off to my boy Burgess. What you got going on, bro?
Yo, so I got a couple different things going on. First off, I'm a creative and entrepreneur. So I got a radio show starting up. We got this playlist going on Apple Music and Spotify. And then also I'm working on my own management and marketing firm. It's going to be called Chase Matthew Marketing and Management. That's coming soon. We got a couple different clients I'm working with. Speaking of one, is the Pro Kid, new producer on the game, coming out. And check him out. And then, yeah, so we got a couple different things we're going to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. And so y'all might be wondering, why am I tuning in? Why am I watching this? What's going to be pushed? What's not going to be pushed? What's going on? So basically, we're going to be going over different kind of topics and just, other little pop culture things, local shit, Houston shit as well. But really, we're just trying to push all of our brands forward, bring it all together into one space to where all of y'all can enjoy it and we can all motivate ourselves and hopefully keep y'all motivated to keep doing what y'all are doing as well, because at the end of the day we're still struggling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not like we've made it or anything like that. I mean, y'all are watching this in the beginning, you feel me? So we appreciate that and listening and all that shit for real, because support is the number one thing to propel somebody forward, especially
support your friends.
Yeah,
first
support
off.
your friends.
Start with there. Start there if you have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's the hardest thing is just being yourself, and there's a lot of like different things in life that can get in the way of that, such as like, you know what I mean, like your side hustle, the way you make your the way you primarily make your money to keep your dreams going, that can get in the way. And unfortunately for artists, creatives, you always got two jobs at least. You always got your day job, and when you come home, you're still working. You know what I mean? You get off work, and then you keep working. And so it's hard. It can be disheartening when shit doesn't go your way, or you feel like you put in a lot of work and nothing happens. But, a failure is only a learning experience. And I think that's the hardest thing for someone even like me to realize.
You need those building blocks of like failing certain things, because if you don't have those like learning mistakes and then I know that's an error, I know that's a issue if I go that way, and that's not going to work. If you don't have those, then you'll just be continuously almost like running up metaphorically up against a brick wall, continuously almost. So it's like, don't ever be afraid to fail, because there's a lot of people that's afraid to fail, man. And that's like always been intriguing to me, that people are afraid to fail. Yeah,
I mean, but it's understandable why someone would be afraid to fail. I mean, how we look at it in our society is like, of course, we see these big billionaires like, Jay-Z and P. Diddy and all, or, Kanye and all these kind of people who are like, oh, you got to fail to succeed and these things. But it's when you hear it from them, it's like inspiring. But when it actually happens to you, it's like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, damn, I would like for example, my little EP I put out, like 2 songs weren't mixed well on that shit at all. Only 2 were all right. And they haven't even surpassed 300 plays. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, and I did that, last summer now? It's almost coming up on a year last time when I released that. So,
Well, I think it's also, too, it goes into just about having, and that's what you're talking about, is when it gets disheartening, is when we should, in a way, like, try to reinforce ourselves to, like, go harder, I feel. Yeah. Like, we should be more compelled to, like, like, I know I'm meant for more. I am more. Exactly. I can do greater, not just great, but greater. Yeah. Because it's and that's when you start seeing certain things and you're like, oh, I need to connect the dots here and there to get myself there. Like, we gotta push ourselves when we get down. Yeah. Because if we don't, we end up growing complacent. And then we'll never ever amount to anything, because we've always let that one test of failure win.
Yeah, and and like also it's like, everybody has their own different level of success. You know, you don't have to be making it millions or making money to say you have success, bro. You can have a regular job, do something, you know what I mean, like in society's eyes as regular, but still live a great, happy, and fruitful life. And that's what, you know, brings us to, you know, saying that you have to be happy with yourself before you try to make others happy. And it's hard for that, especially as an artist and creative, because you put all your feelings and your pain and what you go through into your work, and you put it out there, and hopefully it's received well, you know, or maybe it's not, whatever, you know, and that is a really fine line, you know, because if you're working an accounting job, you know what I mean, it's not like you're putting your feelings into that work per se. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't want to say not at all.
I mean, no, there's some people out there that like I'm the best accountant, you know, and that's their thing, good. You know, and it's like, bro, oh yeah, all praise to you, you know what I mean? Good job. But then it's like those certain people that take those accounting jobs, but they're like the next Picasso, but they can't be the next Picasso because they're stuck in this trying to be this normal society and be that. Oh, I can't be Picasso in that. Well, then that's the thing, is that when people say, oh, I can't be Picasso in that. Well, yeah, that's very true. But then, and that goes back into the thing. Well, okay, I'm gonna start off with saying that I feel like artists and creatives, they suffer from being in solidarity for too long sometimes.
But it's not. But also, I feel like being in that solidarity is not a bad thing, because you have to try to find yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, but that's what I'm saying, is that when you're in those moments by yourself, you know, you're having those deep thoughts of like, oh wow, like this is like how I really think. Yeah. This is how I really am. This is how I really want to act. You know, there's certain things that people do behind closed doors when they're alone, even in like their family households, that nobody will ever know. Yeah. You know? But that's your true self. But it's like certain times that people forget that when they're in those moments, like creatives, it's like, it's almost like you can become disconnected from reality. Yeah. You know, because I'm continuously, it is because solidarity is great, but it becomes a poison at a point.
For sure, because like I feel like what the solidarity really does is it teaches you to be your real self, because this is who you are. Exactly. And you should project on the world. But when you're in it for too long, you can really start to question yourself. You doubt yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing?
Because you're literally the only person there judging.
Exactly. And that's
exactly, like nobody's there to tell you, well, actually, man, I got a little gist on that. You know, I got a little, a little up.
And everything, and everything should be taken with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like, if you're working on something and you really feel a certain way, keep working at it. You know, and somebody tells you something different, bro, do what you feel is right, no matter what. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't do some shit, or you can't do this or whatever, because at the end of the day, you can, as long as you have the passion for it and you want to put in the work. Because a lot of people think they have passion, you know, but they don't want to put in the work. Yeah. Or maybe they are not truly passionate, like they just want to do something really for more the money side, and they're not as passionate for it. Now, money can be a great motivator, but it's not the only motivator. No, you know?
Because I think people need to remember though that money is a tool.
Exactly.
It's not a thing of it makes it like, you know, makes you happier. No, not at all. This is the reason why that's a phrase. You know, oh, you know, money just brings more problems and this, that, and the third. Because if you use it wrong, if you use this tool wrong, if I take this hammer and bash it up against this wall, it's going to create a hole. You feel? So and it is not meant to do anything else. It's not meant to try to fix it unless you got like wooden panels and all this other bullshit that you're going to need. But like just having money, it doesn't solve everything. You need more, and that goes back to being this like solidarity and just learning more about yourself and being comfortable and happy with yourself. But we also run into that problem if you're in that realm for too long. Yeah, you know, it creates problems. It becomes because you become narcissistic in a way. So like where do we find that balance? Yeah, that's the key.
And I think what it does is as well is it helps you weed out the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? Because while you're in this solidarity, the real ones are gonna keep reaching out to you. They're gonna they're gonna ask how you're doing, shit like that. You know, and you gotta say, damn, I've been kicking it with this motherfucker forever, but like, shit, I ain't even hit him up in this long, and I just been down bad, and I ain't heard from this motherfucker since. Now you can't. I mean, shit. If someone has something else going on in their life too, you gotta hear it. Yeah. You know, you gotta be like, oh shit, but I wasn't the only one different. But most of the time, bro, like even regardless, like your homie is gonna hit you, or you know what I'm saying, your day one's gonna hit you, or whatever. Or if your day one doesn't hit you, what does that tell you? You know what I'm saying? And that shouldn't be somebody that you have around.
But that's the thing though too, is that when those day ones do hit you up, you got to reach back out.
Yes.
You know, like we can't become now. Like if you're in the middle of something, that's understandable.
Your school, whatever.
Or your job, or whatever your art is. But then it's like when people are continuously hitting you up, and it's like, yo, man, I'm just like, you know, we're trying to check on you, make sure everything's straight, or yo, I ain't really heard from you in a long time, you know, like still alive, like, you know, like crazy shit like that. But you gotta reach back out. We gotta like push that energy back out, because karma is real.
It's a bitch.
You know, when you the same energy you put out, the same energy you're gonna get back. You feel? Mm-hmm. So if you want to be alone, you know what I mean? Like, cool, that's great. But eventually, you're going to be alone, because everybody else around you is going to probably either like, I'm going to get alone myself. You know what I mean? I need to work on myself.
Well, and when you get older, it's a lot easier to be alone in a certain sense, because, you know what I'm saying, you're not in school anymore. You just have a job. And you know, you don't fuck with your coworkers, or they don't even fuck with you.
Even like right now, bro, like I just graduated. I don't got...
Well, also...
I don't got a job either right now. So it's like...
Yeah.
I'm like, the amount of free time... the amount of thing, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I got, like, when you hit me up in certain times, like, I'm like, oh, I need to get back out of it, bro, because I'm here by myself in this room, and it's like, okay, you know, I'm making things for myself to do. I got, all right, I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, so I can get that done, so I can eventually set myself up for a good place in the future.
Yeah,
and that once again, that starts living in the present. Living in the present, man, and I can't express how important that is.
No, yeah, and you gotta think about the future, and also, you know, really, what it comes down to is, you know, you can get in ruts with certain people, you know, and that's fine. But if you're surrounding yourself around people that aren't either supporting you, or they're just not really here for what you're doing, and we all know what that feeling is like. You know, we all know what the feeling is like. Well, damn, you know, I just recorded this song, but I ain't gonna show them. You know, they probably ain't gonna, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or I just, you know what I mean? I just wrote this thing, or I just painted it, or whatever, bro. Whatever you got going on, I just made this shit, and you know what I mean? You don't do nothing, you don't say nothing, you know, and you just hold it in. You know, those aren't people you should have around you. But
and because they should be, because if they're in your life and they know you're doing something, it's like, yo, man, I want to see it. Like, yo, what's up?
Exactly.
But it also resorts on that creative to also be. It's like what that dude YNW B Slime said. He was like, you know, follow your dreams, like, and it all just comes down to, like, you never know what you can do. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because he ended the video with, like, how do you think Blueface got famous? Think about that.
Well, he even said it. Yeah. Not even that. He said it himself. He was you know, he was a football star in high school, and I don't even know if he went to college. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But he obviously didn't follow through with that path. And, and then he was just in the studio with one of his homies or some shit. Got on the mic, and he was like, "Oh fuck, yeah, this is it." Like,
we do that again. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, bro, you could do this.
He said to himself, he said, as soon as I heard my voice on that microphone, I knew that I could make it, and I could make something of it. Even though he wasn't a rapper, wasn't trying to be a rapper. He was just doing his thing, you know. But you know, that's all situational. I think you have to really dig deep. Like, solidarity is good in a sense that, like, okay, you said that you've been trying to do this and whatever, but it's just not happening, and you got to look like, why not? Why isn't it happening? Look at the steps, look at everything. And I think it's hard for everybody to do that. It's hard for me to do that. You go through things, you know what I mean? Like you said, behind closed doors, you know, nobody knew the amount of drugs I was doing. You know, nobody knew how much I was holding myself back in that way. And then it was like, damn, bro, like, what's going on and all this shit. And you know, you change and things happen in life, you know. But that's really where we're all at, you know. All of us are in a very weird kind of limbo of, like, what the fuck's going on, you know. But I'm the youngest, so like, you know, I'm about to graduate college. Y'all have graduated college now, but and that's really putting everything forward, you know. Even our big homie Broderick out there in Chicago, shout out Lord B. He's got if not
in the Windy City.
Yeah, he's got if not now then when is his brand now, and it just went through a change.
That's a great example.
And so like, that's what he's saying too, like, and that's motivation not only for other people, but it's for all of us too, to keep it going, you know. So that's really what this podcast is about. We're gonna keep going on shit like that, but there's other shit we're finna get into as well, like, because we're living in a goddamn pandemic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody is so,
this is not a game right
no, and
now.
everybody's so pissed off about the dumbest shit, like wearing masks and shit, but
oh my gosh,
but what is also, that's an opportunity for people like our homie Dorian is about to have some masks coming out soon, you know what I mean, of gold, and that's a new fashion statement that people are trying to do now. But like, bro, I know a couple of local people that are making good money off of that shit. I've seen some Black Lives Matter, like someone that I personally know, or not know, but like I've met, and they release, Black Lives Matter on the mask, or even just their brand, making money off that. So there's good opportunities in this pandemic as well, but fuck, bro. I read this tweet, and this motherfucker was like, bro, I gotta wear a mask and wear gloves 40 hours of the week for my job, and y'all motherfuckers complain about 20-minute errand or whatever, like, it's not that big of a deal. And if you saying you can't breathe in it or you losing breath, stop being a pussy, bro.
Dude, I was watching the news
for real, like, stop being a little bitch.
It is because I was watching the news last night, and Houston is pretty bad right now,
bro. We're the worst,
like,
and the whole fucking country. We're the worst.
It's coming.
No,
like,
it's a big wave here. And it never stopped. That wave, it just keeps going up, and it just hasn't.
I don't even know why they call it a second wave.
It's been going.
It's been going. My bad.
It ain't even stopped. For real.
I didn't think of it like that.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, that's good that you pointed that out.
Nah, but like, if you have the privilege to stay the fuck home, hey, bro, stay the fuck home. You know what I mean? You don't need to be eating out all the time. You don't need to be, doing all this bullshit of going to the club, going to the bar, trying to do this and that and the third, when, like, bruh, if we just would have stayed home for 3 months out of your whole life, then this shit would have been way different. In clubs, everything would have been better.
Probably been over, bro.
Exactly.
It would have probably been. It would have been over.
But what, that's the thing. We had to be selfish. We all had to get our selfish shit out there.
I'm watching the news, and I'm seeing this lady on the news talking about, we live in America. Of course, she's like, I don't even want to say she was white, but she seemed like she was a very fair skinned Hispanic,
conservative
woman. So she's sitting there talking about, hey man, like, it's our born right to have the right to choose this and a third. We live in America. We pay taxes, and you know what? If there is a moment where it's life and death, we as Americans should have the right to choose whether we are okay with the regulations that are going on, or we should be okay with saying, no, I don't want to abide by those regulations. And it's the manner that this is simply asking you is to wear a mask. And the interviewer was like, miss, so if people are getting sick, and because he's like kind of confused as well, like, he's doing the interview and he's troubling up on his words, because it's like, okay, I'm talking to an idiot right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But he's like, so ma'am, are you, like, people are getting sick, and it's gonna spread if you don't wear a mask. Are you aware of that at least? Are you, like, afraid? She simply says, well, there's certain things going on. There's a lot of things going on in the media and the news. And basically, she never answered the question. Well, she just said, there's a lot of things that I need to read up on, and this, that, and the third.
Well, that's another thing. But that's another thing, too.
People are dying.
But we can't, or not we, but, like, people aren't trusting the news sources, so you got to go out and do. I've gotten all my information on this entire thing by my own research. Even before it hit America, I was reading up on it, because, like, I knew that if this shit came, it would be a battle between conservatives and liberals trying to fucking figure shit out. You get the CNN side and the Fox News side, and one person's shitting on the other. We're like, oh, Donald Trump shitting on this. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, people are dying, and the people that are dying are not everybody. And people are like, oh, I don't know anybody with this, so, or my homie, like, he recovered. But listen, bro, like, you can be a carrier for up to 2 weeks without even knowing. And by that time, say you are a person who don't give a fuck.
And doesn't want to wear a mask.
No, but like, no,
like,
just saying,
I don't want to wear a mask.
no, or we
Fuck a mask.
there was a 2-week period in Texas and Houston where everything opened back up, like 75%. Everything was
It was
open.
longer than 2 weeks.
No, I mean, but it was gradual. The highest point probably was like for about like 2 weeks. And imagine you were like, man, I'm just gonna trust my government here, okay? Now, in that 2 weeks, you came in contact with waitresses, with cashiers, with other people, and those people. What if they had people? What if they had?
Get a little bit more specific. Talk about Memorial Day weekend.
Well, not okay.
Boom.
That's fine. Or
no, because that was when that peak was.
But I can tell you of many times of when I go on my Instagram stories and people are turning up at the club, sharing bottles, hookahs and shit, all this dumbass shit that is not essential to life. What's essential is grocery shopping and other retail stores. You know what I'm saying? Like even Michael's used to have a line out of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, shit is showing what's not essential, bro. Like ordering things online is very possible. You know what I mean? And like, if you really need something that bad, then it can, like, you know what I'm saying? Then like, what does that truly mean to you? Are you gonna go out and risk your parents' life?
I need to go out and get drunk at a bar real quick. Yeah, that's essential to my life right now.
My dad is 60.
To living.
Yeah, my dad is 65.
That's what y'all are saying.
With health problems, and I'm finna go out and get drunk, and now I'm gonna go see him, and now I don't have a dad anymore because he caught that shit or whatever. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
you even know Bun B got on Instagram and was talking about his grandkids. He was like, I got a great grandchild and grandkids, and this, that, and the third, and one of them is sick. And then he was like, I got another auntie that just.
Well, no, he said that the parents of the newborn of one of his like recent, I think grandkid was newborn baby. The parent, one of like his son or some family member got sick, and they had to go pick up the baby. You know what I mean? Because they couldn't even take care of the baby.
Exactly.
Bro, think about it that way. A parent can't take care of their newborn child, bro. You know what I mean? So like.
You know what's crazy, bro?
Just wear that mask.
Older brother's in that situation. My second oldest brother Matthew, the golfer. He is he just had a newborn baby. My nephew, Elijah. Thank you. And the grandmother had to come pick up the baby as soon as, like, as they was there. Because when they're like, yo, like, oh, Florida's getting really bad, and it's like Alabama, Florida's like right there. So. Yeah, and they had to go pick up the baby, man, and they're not. I don't even think the baby's inside the house with them. You know,
that's
it's
tragic.
not even being cared for the parents that just gave
his
mother that just gave birth. You know,
and that's extremely tragic, and that's why just to move on to like another.
But you need to go to the bar and get a drink,
exactly,
and you just so happen to run by my brother at the gas station while you're getting this beer, and you're not wearing a mask. You cough out, and you're just coughing.
Or even you're on the phone.
You're on the phone, yeah.
And just some
and you know what I'm saying?
You know
and then
you
just
like,
it gets on my brother's shoulder shirt, and he goes home, holds the baby, and puts him on his shoulder. And now you just killed my nephew.
Yeah, so basically, just to move on to like better.
But you don't want to wear a mask.
Yeah, just to move on to better shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to cut you off, bro.
You good,
but you know what I'm saying? We gotta move on. You know, it's a tough topic. We all know what we need to do. Wear your mask and stay the fuck home if you can. If you have to go out and make the guap, then shouts out you for being on the front lines and helping everybody. You know, but
shouts out my mom.
Shout out to everybody out there who's on the front lines and is still helping out when you're putting your own life at risk. We appreciate that, and fuck all those dumb people. If I see it in public, I will run a fade real quick,
without any hesitation.
But just in the last about 5 minutes we have here on this podcast we have left, I just want to go ahead and say that I appreciate y'all for listening to what we have so far.
Yes, exactly.
And staying for this long, because that's real as fuck. And we are all open for opportunities. So like if you need models, actors, need someone to help you brand and market, this man right here is the one for you. Least introverted person I know. We'll talk to anybody to get your name out there and get you popping. I got some shit coming soon, very soon. You know what I mean? We're just trying to put in the work.
Trying to get this mixtape going.
Yeah, trying to get a mixtape going. Really just trying to figure out what software I should buy. Saga Entity.
Self-titled.
Self-titled. I mean, so that's the thing. I'll explain that right now. Hopefully this have a bigger platform than my own social medias, because I ain't got shit. But, my first name was Young Saga, and then somebody had that shit, and I had Entity as my second name. So I cut it down to Saga Entity. It's two separate personalities of mine, but they're both my true self. I don't really go by my God-given name anymore, except for my people, but you know what I'm saying. There's Saga and there's entity. You say one of those names, I'm gonna answer you.
Them names still technically God-given. It came through you.
True. I fuck with that. I fuck with that shit, actually. I fuck with that. Yeah.
God gave you that
dream. Know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Same thing like my boy B Slime said,
yeah,
man.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen. I feel you. So, and also I got short film coming soon. I'm definitely writing that right now. And we're all going to be a part of that. But yeah, we're trying to get back into acting. That's how we first met in general.
Shout out UIL Theater.
Yeah. UIL, bro.
HISD.
That was a competition.
No, UIL's Texas. Never mind, I'm tripping.
Yeah, it's just Texas. But yeah, anyways, got a lot of shit coming soon. I just want to say shout out to Chaos Goldie Dorian for everything that he does with the podcast as well, all the behind the scenes shit for the most part. And shout out Lord B. We're all going to have this conglomerate coming soon of just business shit, and also friendship shit, and saying just help. We've all know
shit.
Yeah, we all know each other from high school, so we're all just keeping it going. And like, if y'all have shit that you want us to talk about, or you have something you want to push or whatever, you know what I'm saying,
drop them in the comments.
Yeah, or just let us
Send
know.
Us out.
Just reach out. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here and pass it to my boy Burgess Chase. Be Will. What I'm saying?
Yeah. Once again, Burgess Chase in the flesh here on the Glasshead Podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, all jokes aside, it's this, like he just touched, I'm going to just touch on what he was saying, man. It's just, this is our brand to try to just grow other brands to eventually help other brands, and that's all it is this is a platform that's eventually going to be able to inspire and then also hopefully actually help, individuals and other creatives, artists, anything of that sort. So, but once again, I got a playlist called Heat of the Day running on Apple Music and Spotify. It's going up. Trust me, you want to be there. Go ahead, add it, stream it.
For sure.
Whatever. YouTube. But
yeah.
And then reaching out with different clients. You will see soon. Chase Matthew Marketing Management. It's going up, man. Look into it's the Pro Kid. He's got some sick beats. If you're an artist, rapper, singer, YouTuber, if you need beats just in the background, heck, if you got a short film you're working on yourself and whatnot, like if you need beats, you want to talk to him, let me know. Reach out. Sure. Management at itstheprokid.com. That's my email for it.
Yeah. And we'll link all of our fucking
like all of our
shit. It's gonna be whatever.
It's gonna be like right here,
wherever
right
the fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be on the screen somewhere or somewhere where y'all be able to access it. Just follow. There's be a lot of more content coming soon. Mm-hmm. And if you from Houston and you want support, we gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Or support.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? We're all just trying to help each other. It ain't that weird competition shit or whatever. We ain't trying.
Ain't no crab in the bucket mindset here with this, man.
Just trying.
And that's what. Oh man, that's gonna be the next topic.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's gonna be the next topic episode.
So we got it going on here at the Glasshead Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're gonna catch you later. Facts.